when we have something side by side. So like yesterday, whatever, we looked at something like this where we'd have this and we would say that was x to the fifth, right? Side by side we added, okay? So now what we're going to look at today is what happens when we have something like this where we've got two little exponents together. Okay, what do we do there? Anybody think they know?
Wouldn't you multiply the exponent outside of the parentheses to everything inside?
Very good, okay?
Hey.
So on this first example here, we'll go ahead and just do it to walk through it. You're just going to basically kind of distribute or multiply it. I mean, that's what's going on there, okay? So you leave the base alone, though. We always leave the base alone.
Oh, so you don't.
And then 4 times 2 is 8. Now, on a test or something, I would expect you to put 5 to the 8th in your calculator and get an answer out. But just for right now, just to learn the rule, we're just going to multiply and leave it, okay? All right, so on the next one here, what do you think your answer on this guy would be? Very good, m to the 15th, very good. So I'm going to take 3 times 5 and get 15.
Oh, I'm trying to do exponents.
Okay? All right, so let's go to the next one here. Okay? Now, we already started working fractions yesterday, okay, and they're going to stay. So now we're going to take this guy, right, times this guy. So we have 3 halves times 3, and then technically we put it over 1. So what would our answer be there?
It would be 9 over 2.
Yeah, very good. 9 halves. Very good. So you get 9 over 2. Guys, just keep in mind, we just multiply across. You don't need common denominators or anything like that. Okay, so a to the 9 halves. Tessa?
Can we like simplify if it lets you?
No, leave it improper. So don't make it like 4 1/2. Don't do that. Okay, we want to leave it like this. Don't make it a decimal or in mixed number. Leave it improper. Okay. All right. So now let's go to the next one here. Okay. So again, we're just going to multiply. So we're going to take 1/2 times 3/5. Okay.
We'll get
So x would be, Tessa, what'd you say?
3/10.
3/10. Very good.
Drop Tessa.
All right, again, just multiply straight across. You don't need common denominators, okay? Again, if all else fails and you're a little area on the fraction work, just use the calculator. All right, you have it, use it, okay? All right, so let's go back up to the top here. Okay, raising power to a power, we are going to multiply the exponents. Multiply the exponents. Okay? All right, I want you to go ahead and try A and B now on your own. Let's see what you can come up with on A and B. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at A. Link, what did you get here for A? P to the 20th. Very good. P to the 20th. 5 times 4. All right. Ben, what did you get here on B?
P and
1/8. Good job. You're just multiplying. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay? All right. So now, let's look at this guy. Yes, sir.
I think I might know how to solve.
Okay, go ahead. Try to step us through it. What do you think?
Okay, so you have to distribute -4 to the 6th. So you would get -24.
Okay, so I have x squared, and then x to the -24.
And you just add.
Very
You
good.
add it to the -24.
Very good.
And you get x equals -20.
Okay, so let's talk through this real quick. So far, everything he's done is correct.
One over.
Okay? So if I look here, guys, let me, just because you've got it doesn't mean everybody else does, okay? So first off, we're going to distribute that -4 inside the parentheses only. It doesn't go to all parts. It goes to whatever's inside that set of parentheses, okay? So that's where that -24 comes from. Now, like I told you on day 1, we are just going to keep adding in rules, but all the old rules still apply. You still have to know all of those. So now at this point, we are side by side, right? Side by side, so we add. That's how we got -22, okay? Now, I'm not done with my rules, though. Can we have a negative exponent? No. So what happens when we have a negative exponent? Okay, so we're going to drop it, right? It's going to drop down and become 1 over x to the 22. So this is an example where we're going to take all the old rules and keep applying them, all right? So the new rule, take the -4 to inside the parentheses only, side by side, add, and and then gotta have a positive exponent. Always positive exponents. If you have a negative exponent, I can tell you right off the bat it'll be wrong. Okay, automatically wrong. All right. So let's try it again. Okay. So on D here, we're going to take the 3 and we're going to drop it into the 5/3. Right? So we still have W to the negative 2. Nothing's happened there. And then we've got W 5/3 times 3. What's going to happen there?
Be 5 because you cross out the 3's.
Good, Tessa. The 3's are going to cross out, and you're just going to have the 5 left. Okay? All right, so now they're side by side. So, Maddie, what do we do when they're side by side?
You add them.
Very good. So, what's negative 2 and 5?
3.
Good, positive 3. So now, if it's positive, do we move it?
No.
No? So that's your answer. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and try another one. Okay, Ashley, R, what do you think the first step on this one would be?
Okay, so distribute the negative 5 to the fraction.
Okay, yeah, so you're going to multiply these two. Okay, should be right. Okay, so I'm going to have S, and then off the side here, negative 5 times negative 1/2. What do we get there?
Positive 2.5.
Leave your fraction form.
5 over 2.
5 over 2, right? Negative times negative would be positive. 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 1, there's always a 1 there, is 2. Okay, now I haven't done anything with that S to the 3/2 yet. Okay, so now side by side. Now, Asia, what do we have to do when they're side by side? Add them, okay. So what is 5/2 plus 3/2? 8/2, right? 5 plus 3 is 8. So now if I have, let me write this off the side real quick. So if I have 8/2, what's that going to reduce to?
4.
4. Okay, you got to use the 4. You have to reduce your fraction still. All right, so I have S to the 4th. Okay. All right, does anybody have a question so far? Anything we've talked about? Nope. Okay. So now the next part, we'll look at the examples first. Okay. The next part, you know what? Let's go ahead. We'll send you guys to lunch. Be back at 1/4 after.